Hi, I'm Rebecca Lundy, and we are going to review the 3-year evaluation assessment results for Heather Smith. Heather is a 12-year-old female student who currently attends Old High Middle School and is enrolled in extended year school services with the Bentonville Public Schools District. She has a medical diagnosis of Pitt-Hopkins syndrome and has visual impairments. She receives special education services under the category of multiple disabilities in a self-contained special education classroom. Her 3-year evaluation assessments were conducted in November of 2017. Assessments for cognitive development include the Developmental Profile 3rd edition. It is a norm-based standard assessment used to determine eligibility for special education services. It utilizes 5 categories designed to assess a child's functional developmental age level according to the Developmental Profile 3. Heather presents with significant delays in the areas of development with a less than 1% score. This includes adaptive behavior, physical abilities, social and emotional abilities, cognitive and communicative abilities. The Visual Motor Integration 6th edition was utilized by the school's occupational therapist. There are 3 areas tested, including visual motor integration, and a standard score of 90 to 109 is considered in the average range. 80 to 89 is below average, and 70 to 79 is in the low range. After translating the raw score into a standard score, Heather received a rating of less than 45, below the cutoff for a low range of 70. All of these scores, when compiled and examined, place Heather's ability to perceive and reproduce visual stimuli similar to that of a child who is less than 2 years and 4 months. These results show significant delays in the areas of visual motor integration. The Pearson Clinical Assessment School Function Assessment, or SFA, was utilized to measure Heather's performance of functional tasks in social aspects and academics of a school setting. The assessment is designed as a criterion reference test for grades K through 6 and completed by 1 or more school professionals who work with Heather on a consistent basis. The results of the SFA indicate that Heather falls below a kindergarten to 3rd grade average scale in all 3 parts of the assessment. Her top 3 areas of need include written work, cognitive and behavioral tasks with adaptations, and functional communication. Heather is able to assess participation in a variety of activities throughout the school day, with constant supervision and assistance in initiation, sequencing of steps of tasks, and task extinction. She is able to travel in her environment and change or maintain different positions throughout the day. In physical therapy, the Pearson Clinical Assessment School Functional Assessment, SFA, was used to assess Heather's abilities in the educational setting from a physical therapy standpoint. This evaluation indicates that Heather needs moderate levels of physical assistance for most tasks. More assistance and extensive adaptations are needed for cognitive tasks and communication of needs. An area of strength is her ability to negotiate in the classroom. The Gross Motor Function Measure 88 was administered to evaluate change in gross motor functioning by assessing activities such as lying and rolling, running, jumping, and walking, with 88 items total. It was originally designed for students with cerebral palsy, but is useful for children with other impairments, as it samples motor skills that are typical of normal developmental milestones. It contains a 4-point scoring system for each item, with specific descriptors for scoring items. This assessment focuses on the physical tasks needed within everyday life and an educational environment. Through assessment and observation in the student's environment, it can be concluded that the greatest area of strength is in lying and rolling, with the second area of strength being sitting. The areas of greatest need, with a score of 41.7%, are walking, running, and jumping. The Pediatric Evaluation of Disability Inventory, a computer adaptive test, or the PEDCAT, is a standardized test designed for children and youth ages birth through 20 years of age with a variety of physical and behavioral conditions. The age percentile range is representative of children in the same age group whose scores were as high or higher than the child being assessed. Any score below the 5th percentile is considered below average. The Pediatric Evaluation of Disability Inventory Computer Adaptive Test, or PEDCAT, scores illustrate that Heather is below average in the age percentile range in the areas of mobility, daily activities, and social cognition by less than 5% when compared to children in the same age group. Heather needs additional assistance for activities involving fine and gross motor skills. She also needs assistance with ambulation for long periods of time and associating a specific time with a specific activity, such as music class or her favorite TV show. Following directions is difficult in a small group for Heather, and taking turns with a peer. The speech therapist conducted the Functional Communication Profile Revised in order to determine Heather's current strengths and needs in relation to language skills. This is designed for ages 3 through adulthood. It is designed to evaluate communication skills in individuals with developmental and acquired delays through a wide range of test items that address all possible communication modalities. It is not limited to oral language expression and can be used to assess verbal communication, sign language, nonverbal communication, and augmentative modes as well. The assessment is designed for those who range from mild to profoundly delayed. In the area of sensory and motor skills in regards to communications, Heather's hearing and vision are assumed to be functional. Heather does not demonstrate adequate eye contact. Her grasp is impaired, and she demonstrates a pronated grasp. This is similar to what you would see in a 2 to 3-year-old child. She is ambulatory and will accept physical guidance and imitate motor movements with physical prompts. In the area of attentiveness, the speech therapist found that her attention span is poor. She requires maximum verbal, visual, and physical prompts to attend for a short period of time. Heather's alertness and response rate are also delayed. Heather is beginning to exhibit awareness of others and the environment. One-to-one reinforcement is utilized to maximize engagement during preferred and non-preferred tasks. Her receptive language skills are profoundly delayed, and her understanding of basic concepts such as colors and shapes are being targeted both during speech therapy and in the classroom. She can respond to her name and attend to commands. Heather's expressive communication skills are in the profound range, as she communicates nonverbally with some gestures, facial expressions, and non-speech verbalization. For pragmatic and social skills, Heather shows interest in peers and is beginning to initiate social interaction with classmates and adults. Pragmatic language skills were assessed using the Pragmatic Language Skills Inventory. Each subtest has a mean of 10 and a standard deviation of 3. Scores 6 and below are considered delayed. This assessment consists of subtests for classroom interaction, social interaction, and personal interaction. According to these results, Heather's pragmatic language skills are profoundly delayed. Due to the fact that Heather is nonverbal and still learning how to use her AAC communication device, very poor pragmatic skills are not surprising, as they are judged based on expressive communication, an area of need for Heather. Heather's current classroom placement during the normal school year utilizes the LINKS curriculum in alignment with the district requirements. LINKS curriculum is a sister program to the STAR Autism Support Curriculum, designed for older students, grades 5 through 12. It is based off of research-based applied behavioral analysis techniques and was originally designed for students with autism spectrum disorders. It is used in the natural environment to identify specific routine skills and steps and apply individualized prompting to increase independence in these areas. Through research, it was determined that this is also beneficial for students with other disabilities. Heather has made gains in all areas throughout her academic 5th grade year, utilizing the LINKS curriculum. Her largest gains are in embedded lessons, where she is close to mastery with 62%. Her second largest gain is in the area of engaging in diverse activities, with an increase from 7% to 10%. Heather's greatest area of need is in communication with others, and her second greatest area of need is in functional academics. This data demonstrates the same deficits identified in Heather's psychological, occupational, physical, and speech therapy assessments. Data collected for Heather's 3-year evaluations indicates a severe delay in several areas. This includes cognitive development, physical development, adaptive behavior, social and emotional skills, motor coordination, physical tasks, compliance, self and personal care awareness, expressive and receptive communication, and functional daily living skills. Her strengths include an ability to self-feed, the acceptance of hand-over-hand cueing, independent mobility in the classroom, and a demonstration of gains in areas when explicit instruction is utilized. These results are in alignment with Heather's medical diagnosis of Pitt-Hopkins. People with Pitt-Hopkins tend to have decreased cognitive functioning difficulties, with motor skills and language skills also being listed as a difficulty. These assessments, observations, and deficits in key areas pertaining to education make Heather eligible for special education services. Thank you.